Okay, so grade 10, so we're going to do a quick little just prac in terms of microscope work. Hopefully we're going to get to see some cells, specifically plant cells, and we're going to be looking for guard cells on our leaf. So here is our leaf. This is the structure of the leaf. The leaf is attached to the stem by the petiole. So this here is our petiole where it attaches. Then we have our mid-rib, which is our vein. Our margin, the whole thing is called the lamina. And this end piece is called the apex, bottom piece is called the base. That's what we spoke about yesterday, external structures, okay? So then if we just take this and we're going to cut it we're going to cut it cross-section wise. So we're just going to cut it like that, okay? So when we're studying the internal structures, grade 10s, that's what we're looking at. Okay, so we're looking at these internal structures, upper epidermis, lower epidermis, and then all those tissues in between. And remember, yes, it doesn't look like there's much going on. You think, what on earth, what are we looking at? This is at a magnified view to see what's going on the internal structures. Are we all happy with that concept? Okay, so this afternoon, what I would like to do is try to get a layer of the epidermal cells and then have a look at that layer of the epidermal cells under a microscope. While we're doing that, we're going to recap some of the microscope stuff. We did right at the beginning of the term. We didn't get an opportunity to do any microscope work, so I think it's a good idea to have a look at the microscope. What are the things of the microscope? What are some of the equipment that we use with regard to microscope work? Okay, so let's start by first trying to obtain a specimen. That's going to be step number 1. I'm going to just take my scalpel and at eye level try and shave off, quite difficult when you have a mask on, just a thin layer of epidermal cells. Okay, I'm starting at the vein to get kind of it lifted. You'll see that starting to be lifted. Just gently lifting it up. Do you see what's happening? Yes? No? Maybe? Talk to me.
Maybe.
Do you see? Maybe. Good answer. But at least you gave me an answer. Okay, do you see it lifting? The epidermal layer? Yes? Do you see it's kind of lifted up? Now I'm just going to take my tweezers and try to obtain a decent specimen. As I pull it up, it will be thinner. Okay, I don't want too much vein. So I've now pulled the vein off. Do you see that? I don't want too much vein. That's not a great specimen. It's not the best. We've got better. Let's see if we can do it from the other side if we get a bit of a better specimen. I did get a decent one with the other class. So hopefully we get something that looks decent. That's a bit better. We don't need much. This does work better with onion, but this, as I say, it was impromptu. It kind of just happened. We just decided to do some microscope work. Because why not, hey? If not, why not? Okay. There's a beautiful piece on here. I'm going to get it there. That will work. Okay, so I've got it now in my tweezers. I'm going to get a microscope slide. So this is our glass slide. You're happy in terms of microscope work? Yes? Our glass slide. Place my specimen. I'm actually going to wash it off with a little bit of water from my tweezers onto my glass slide. I can get the transition. There we go. See it's floating there? Can you see it floating? Right, I'm going to just come. See it floating there? The little specimen? Yes? See it floating in the water droplet? Okay, for those at home, I don't know if you can see this. Where's the camera? See the specimen floating? Let's get it. Okay, you can't see it, but anyway, so tacky, must come to school. No jokes. Specimen there. Okay, so there we go. We have that little thin specimen floating in our water. I'm going to add just another drop of water to make our wet mount slide. Now I'm going to take my cover slip. Okay, so here's my little box of cover slips. The cover slips, much thinner piece of glass. So it's an exceptionally thin piece of glass. Notice that I hold it on the sides. Now this piece of glass does happen to have just a little bit of muck on it, so I'm just going to clean it to make sure it's nice and clean. And notice, oh there we go, that's better. Notice how I hold it on the side. Why am I holding it on the side? I don't want fingerprints. Okay, so I don't want fingerprints. I gently hold it to the side. I then have my glass slide and my cover slip. I run my cover slip at a 45-degree angle, remember that. Hit my water, my mounting medium, and then just gently lower that. I want my specimen to stay under. There we go. Okay. Lower that so that the water pushes out any air bubbles out from it, and my specimen is hopefully floating in the middle of that little glass cover slip. Okay. I'm just going to gently push it just a little bit to try and get it. Okay. It's not directly in the middle. It's not a problem. Okay. I am going to just use a little tissue to remove some of the water, excess water. A little bit too much water here, but I did use more, and because I was trying to get it off my tweezers. So I'm just going to wipe up all the excess water here. Are we happy with that? Okay, clean it up nicely. And then we have our little specimen underneath our glass slide. Happy everybody? You see? Cool. I then have, so I'm going to move this, because we don't need this anymore. So I want to put it underneath. Our microscope is plugged in, switch it on. So on the lowest objective, 4 times magnification. This ocular piece or eyepiece has a 10 times magnification. So 10 times 4. My first time I'm looking at it, it's going to have a 40 times magnification. So I just want to switch to my mask because I can't look at this thing under a shield. Stage. Everybody have your stage? Stage clips? Yes? So I'm just recapping some of the structures of a microscope. Underneath we have the light source. This here is what we call the diaphragm. More light in, less light in. We want maximum light. We want to try and see as much as we can here. So I'm having the diaphragm on maximum. I put my specimen so that it's in the middle, and I'm going to look. Coarse focus knob, fine focus. The coarse is larger than the fine focus. Okay, as I said, I just want to change over to mask. Sanitize before, so that anybody that touches the microscope, it is clean. Yes? Right, I'm going to move as I move my coarse focus, it'll move the stage upwards. Okay? And get my specimen into view. Right, it's not bad. We'll definitely be able to see something. I'm going to get it to the point that I can see guard cells, hopefully. Let's see if we can find them. And then each of you will have an opportunity to look. Okay, so let's move to the next objective. 10 times 10 is 100 times magnification. So we're moving it up to 100 times magnification. Let's have a look at what we get. Where is this dude? Oh, there we go. Oh, we're going to have lovely stomata. I can see them, they're very small, very, very small. But I am going to enhance it one more time, which is going to be the 40 times magnification, 40 times 10, 400 times magnification. So we're magnifying what we're seeing by 400 times to its natural size. Okay? Turn it, move it up, and we're almost there. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Move that. I just want to get it in a nice position for everybody so that we can see. Sometimes the microscope slide is not in the right position. Let's just get a nice clear position. Sorry guys, just give me a second. Okay. Still not great. sorry. Okay, I am seeing what I need to see. There we go, that's a good view. What I'm looking at, and I can see the stomata, I can see the guard cells. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to sanitize this between each individual that's going to look. Now, grade 10s. I want you to move the fine focus. Everybody's eyes are slightly different, so don't touch the coarse focus. Adjust the fine focus just a little bit so that you can, when you're looking at it, you're going to look at what you're going to see. Now, what you want to be looking for is your cells that look like this. Okay. Alright. Cool. And that's how to make a wet mount slide, how to look at the microscope. For those of you at home, obviously you can't look. I will send a picture of what we see underneath here onto Google Classrooms for you. Okay, so I'm going to switch off the video because it's pointless. They're just going to see us looking at stuff. Okay, everyone cool?